Hello class. Today I'm going to show you all how to tie a necktie. These are being worn not as commonly as it were in the everyday business world, but I still think it's a skill that is very useful to know and that every person who's wearing these on their own should know how to do. Um, if you're wearing a clip-on tie or still asking someone how to do it and then just leaving it tied after and kind of pushing it up, hopefully this stops you from doing that and gives you a little bit of just at-home pleasure when you're doing your outfit in the morning, so to jump into it, this is going to be our kind of finished look, just to show you guys one more time here. And you can choose whatever tie you'd like. If it's a solid one, lovely. If it's a pattern one, cool. Perfect. Doesn't really matter too much there. But to kind of talk about, excuse me, button on the throat. But to kind of talk about just neckties for a little bit before we jump into the knot. They are kind of preference in the sense of there are a million different kinds of knots. That's what it's that's what it's called for these ties when you're doing it. It is the tie knot, and there is a single Windsor, a full Windsor. Those are the two that always kind of come to mind. I'm blanking on the Eldridge knot. That was the one I was after. That's what they say is kind of the hardest knot to do for a tie, and a million others, I'm sure. But those are a few that just, again, to the top of my head, kind of come off the rip of it. And it's really up to you, preference-wise, in terms of which one you enjoy the most and which one you would like to tie. But today, I'm going to be discussing how to do the double Windsor. Mine, in my opinion, it is just the most full knot, if you would, and just a very classy one. It's what you see a lot of those business people wearing. So I just, preference-wise, that's my favorite, and we're going to kind of show you how I attempt to do it. It's not perfect, but it is pretty close, in my mind at least. So to jump into it, for this knot, you want to have a little bit of the wider end of the knot on the dominant side of your body. So I am a right-handed gentleman. I'm gonna have the wider end of the tie down here on the right side of my body. And for this knot, you want a lot more of the wider end of the tie rather than the thinner. I'm gonna refer to the thinner end of the tie as the tail, if you would. So to jump into it, you're going to take the wider end and cross over like such. That is step one. I like to kind of switch hands here and get a grip here. From here, you're going to bring the wider end up through the top part by your neck and bring it all the way down. I like to kind of give it like a little bit of a tug here. It's kind of form your knot, if you would. So those are the first few steps. From here, you're going to take the wider end, bring it all the way down like such, and behind again. So you're going to come back through that wider end by your neck and then bring it all the way down. Now you want this tie, you want to see the back of it, right? So from here, this is going to form kind of like a little bit of a, I kind of call it a heart shape knot, form it, get it nice and flat. You don't want anything too bumpy. Make sure everything's looking good there. So from here, again, your knot that you formed up top is pretty firm, not moving anywhere, not loose, not too bumpy. And then you see the back of the tie. So that's where we are so far, first few steps. You want this pretty even. You don't want the tail to be out here. You don't want this to be wonky like that. You want these to be pretty even, like so when you're hanging out, this is just gonna kind of line right out, like such, right? So from here, we are going to take the wider end and flip it around kind of the top end of the knot. So again, when we're flat, we're gonna bring it around the knot like such. And then all the way back up. And that top part that we formed, that's a knot, we're gonna bring it down and through. And from here, personally, I just kind of like to play with it. bring this part down a little bit, make sure it's not too wonky, pretty even. Yeah, not too bad for it. Yeah. And then that is your tie, right? So that's kind of a little step-by-step breakdown how to do it in fast motion when it's all said and done, to kind of show you when you're in your mirror. You're gonna kind of come up and through, bang, bang. Get this behind. Make sure this part's looking good. Flip it up and all the way through. Bring it all the way down. Play until you get that part that you like. I again like this little dimple. And that is your necktie ready to go. So again, that is my attempt at the full Windsor knot. I think it's just a tool that all of us men should know how to do, especially, and it is very easy if anyone would like to learn how. So there's a little step-by-step breakdown how to do it.